ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಚಿಕ್ಕಮಗಳೂರಿನ ಕರಿತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ, ಕಾಫಿಯ ನಾಡು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಚಿಕ್ಕಮಗಳೂರಿನ ಕರಿತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you can hear me. Yes, okay. So we will start. Welcome to this live session before your exam. I believe most of you have exam this coming weekend. So we'll start with the questions that are posted already. Because it is just before the exam, there are quite a few questions that are there. So I will start one at a time. And then I will also focus on the questions that are not generic in nature for now, but pertain to that of an exam. So can we get the complete slides of the course which ma'am took in the class? So in the past live sessions, I have uploaded the URL of the drive link that contains the complete set of the courses. I will post it once again in the Zoom chat. For those who have come late, please copy, paste, and share this URL with your classmates or anybody. And confirm in this session only whether you can see you should have view only access to the slides from this URL. Can you confirm that you can see the slides? Can somebody confirm, please? I've posted the URL containing the slides of the yeah. So you bookmark this or keep a copy of it. But this is the URL this is the drive link that has all the slides that you have access to. You should be able to have read access to the slides.
Okay.
Yeah, so which portion to focus on mainly from your lecture? We have very little time. Each and every part is necessary. This is what the question is asked. So please remember that this is the question paper format. Question paper format will have 50 questions. All the sets, irrespective of whether you're writing on 25th, 26th morning, 26th evening, wherever you're writing, all the sets will have 50 questions, 2 marks per question, totaling to 100 marks. And the same rules of all other NPTEL courses apply here also. Right? Best 8 out of 12 assignments will be taken for 25% weightage. This exam will be taken for 75% weightage, if I remember it right. So the modules that you have to focus on, some questions will be group questions, like you will be given a graph or a piece of code along with the graph, and you will have to answer questions on that graph will be a control flow graph maybe with some definitions and uses. You'll have to answer the questions on structural graph coverage criteria and data flow graph coverage criteria. So this one you can expect for anywhere between 15 marks and 20 marks. Group question with one graph, systematically built, list the prime paths in the graph, list the test paths that satisfy node coverage, list the path that go from DU paths, things like this. So this is one group question. So revising graph coverage criteria at the code level, structural graph coverage criteria and control flow graph coverage criteria is very important. Then there'll be one group question on date of the examination. You should ask NPTEL office based on which city you are in. You will either write exam on 25th October or 26th October. Can I request somebody to mute, please? Yeah, whoever is talking in Kannada, please mute. The date of the examination will be given to you based on the city you are in. Should have already got it. If not, you can write to NPTEL administration. So one group question on control flow graphs, data flow graphs, between 15 and 20 marks based on the question paper that you write. One group question on logic coverage criteria. You'll be given a predicate, you'll be given truth tables. And then you'll have to answer question on logic coverage criteria that we saw. What are the clauses? When does a clause determine a predicate? Coverage criteria like general active clause coverage, correlated active clause coverage, inactive clause coverage. That will be one group question. There'll be one group question on input space partitioning, which is a black box generated black box testing technique, but for less marks than graphs and logic. One more group question on mutation testing. And a small number of miscellaneous questions will come from week 1, which introduces the basics, and week 12, which has overview topics. Okay. The next set of questions that are coming up is the questions will be from assignments. So see, you know the NPTEL rule, 1/3 of the question will be direct memory recap, like you have in your weekly assignments. So, but you won't have access to slides or videos, so you'll have to remember that in the exam. The remaining 1/3 will be questions similar to assignments, but with changed information. The graph could be changed. The logical predicate will be changed. It won't be an exact copy of the assignment question. The remaining small percentage of questions could be new questions. This is the division that you can expect in the exam. This is the routine guidelines. All the question papers will follow this division. The link that I have put is the link for the drive that contains the slides of the various things, slides with corrections. The recorded videos are old videos. They were recorded in 2017. They will have some errors. These slides, all the errors have been corrected, and they contain all the slides all the important slides of all the important modules that you can use for revising. So if you ask me whether this link is enough or not, I don't know. The link contains the slides. Yeah, I will share the link once again. Just give me a minute. No, studying only the assignments may not help you, because questions will be similar to that of assignments. You should know how to solve them. Study while the concepts behind how did you solve the assignments. Don't just by heart the assignment questions and answers. That will not help you. So more than one of you have asked, will studying the assignments help? By hearting the assignment questions and answers will not help. So you have to know how to solve. Questions will be similar to assignment. So if you have not received your exam admit card, please contact NPTEL office, right? NPTEL administration, you can ask them. and contact them. Toughness of final exam, I just answered that. 1/3 of question, direct memory recap. That's the mandate of NPTEL. 1/3 of questions, more than 1/3 of questions will be similar to that of what you have done in assignment. It won't be an exact copy, so don't waste time memorizing. Instead, understand the concepts. Then a small percentage of questions will be new, which are not there in either of them, right? So there are no negative marks. There are no negative marks, no penalties for not answering the question. The exam and the class will be in English. Which notes will be preferred for the exam? The book which is uploaded on NPTEL or Google Drive link. Book which is uploaded on NPTEL is mainly just transcribed video version. Use that with the slides and you can play the videos any number of times. You can send me an email if you have doubt while you're preparing last minute. You still have 1 more week at least prepare for the exam. I can upload my email ID. All the questions are MCQ, 50 questions, 2 marks each, 100 marks. Yeah, I will explain the parts, the DU pairs. Just give me a minute. You can go to previous question during exam. This is, I don't know, navigation. What is the, I think you should be able to navigate. I am not sure, but this question is again best asked in the NPTEL to the NPTEL administration, please, because I haven't used the exam portal to answer the questions. So I don't know whether navigation is limited or not. No one-liner, no MSQ, no multiple selection question. Only one correct answer. All of them objective types. 50 questions, 2 marks each. And there will be group questions on graph algorithms, group questions on logic-based testing, and group question on mutation testing, input space partitioning, right? So, so navigation is there. That's what Vaitesh says. I hope that helps Harish to answer your question. Yeah, for those who didn't get hall ticket, my request is please write to them. I think they're still processing hall tickets. If I understand it right from their manager, they will take time. Whoever is talking, can I please request that they mute? Mohammed Fayaz, can you please mute? Yeah, now just give me, yeah, for hall ticket, I think they're still processing it. This is what I understand from Mrs. Lakshmi Priya. So, but you will definitely receive it. Please wait till Wednesday. 1 more day, maybe you wait. And if you don't receive it, please write to NPTEL administration. They will be able to process it for you. Right, for those of you who didn't receive hall ticket, it's okay. Let me open the slides on DU paths. Just give me a minute. When will we get the result? They should publish the date of publication of result. No? It usually comes in November. Just give me a minute, please. I'll open the slides and share my screen. Can you see these slides?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. So there were more than 2 queries about explaining DU paths. So we will just quickly go over it for 10 minutes. So you assume that you have a control flow graph given to you, right? So let me just go over to a picture. So you have some graph given to you. This graph is a normal control flow graph, which you see like structural graph coverage criteria. This graph has no information about the variables in a program. So suppose you take this pattern matching example, which you should have seen. This one has a lot of variables, right? This one has this subject and pattern. It searches for the pattern in the subject, and then it uses several internal variables. Not found, ispat is like a flag, the length of the subject, length of the pattern, all these things it uses. A graph, the plain control flow graph, loses information about all the variables in the program. It doesn't know which are the variables, where do they go, where are they defined, where are they used. A data flow graph helps to augment the nodes and edges of the control flow graph with the identification of which are the edges and nodes that use a variable and which are the nodes that define a variable. One second, again, somebody is talking. Requesting everybody to please mute. Somebody logged in from a Samsung phone, please mute. Yeah, so what does data flow do? It takes the control flow graph and it identifies based on the code where certain variables are used and where certain variables are defined. So let's take the same pattern matching example. This is a code that takes 2 inputs, a subject and a pattern, and it tells you whether the pattern is found in the subject or not. So it takes 2 inputs, a subject and a pattern. Tells you whether the pattern is found in the subject or not. If it's not found, it says not found, -1, it returns. If it is found, it will return the index of the pattern in the subject string. So for that, it declares a whole set of variables here. And then there is a while loop, if loop. This follows some algorithm. There's a for loop. So first, what we do is you take this code and you draw the control flow graph. Ignore the labels in it for now. Just focus on the graph. The control flow graph looks like this. It has these nodes, edges. Now, if you look at the labels in the graph, what does it say? It says node 2 corresponds to this basic block of statements, this full basic block of statements in the code. Remember, when you have a full set of continuous statements without any branching, without any for, if, while, loops, or if statements, you can put them as one node. We call it as a basic block. So node 2, this label says in this graph, node 2 is this basic block. Node 3 is this while loop, right? Inside the while loop, there is an if loop, if statement. So node 4 is that if statement. And then it goes through. Node 6 is the for loop. So this much information is there. If you just take this graph without taking this information, which node stands for what, which node uses which statements, which node defines which statements, you will not be able to get much information. So what does data flow do is, based on this information, the labels for the nodes and edges, it tries to say in this node, these are the variables that are defined. So how do you read a line like this? The definitions at node 1 are for the 2 variables, subject and pattern. The definition at node 2 are for a larger set of variables. All these variables are defined at node 2. And to define these variables, the variables already defined in node 1, array, subject array and pattern array, are used. So not all nodes need to be augmented with definitions and uses. Some nodes will have definitions, some nodes will have uses, some nodes will have both definitions and uses. It's purely dependent on the code and the underlying graph. For decision statements like this while that was there, like this while, right? All these variables are used. Ispat, index of the subject, I sub, pattern length, subject length, all these variables are used in the predicate that acts as a decision statement for while. So this predicate can return true or false. Based on that, I can take the path from 3 to 4 or the path edge from 3 to 11. That's what this predicate says. So now, if you see, this is the annotation in the data flow graph. The use of the edge 3 to 11 and the use associated with the edge 3 to 4 is the same set of variables. They are a part of the underlying predicate. In one edge, they evaluate to true. In the other one, they evaluate to false. So whenever there is a decision statement, there is a predicate underlying that. That predicate can evaluate to true or evaluate to false. So both the true branch and the false branch, the true edges going out of it, the uses on those two edges are all the underlying variables. Like this, you go on marking a graph for definition and use. In the exam, most likely you will get a graph already marked with it, because exam is of MCQ type. We don't want each one to mark. So you will go and mark the definitions and uses. Priyanka, can you please stop talking? You are not muted. Priyanka, please mute. Please mute. Yeah, so this is how I mark definitions and uses. So if you generalize and ask, the definition of a variable is basically any node or edge. It's not there in the slide, but it was there in the previous slide, which I'm not sharing, where a value of the variable is written to memory. The use of a variable is any node or edge where the value of the variable is retrieved from memory. We say a path from a particular location, Li, location could be a node or an edge, to another location, Lj, is definition clear if it is defined first and in between two definitions, there are no uses. Is this clear? So we say in such a path, the definition reaches the use. So a DU path is a path that starts from a definition of a variable to the use of a variable, and it satisfies a few other conditions. It's a simple path, and along the way, there are no other definitions of the same variable. There can be uses of the variable, but the variable is not redefined. Why is it not redefined along the way? Then it loses its sanctity about being a definition. Is that clear? Loses its sanctity about being the definition of a variable. So this is what a DU path means. So once you have a DU path, you'll be in an exam. Typically, you'll be given a question like this, a graph annotated with definitions and uses, and you'll be asked to define DU paths. Remember, three conditions. It has to originate in the definition, end in a use. It has to be a simple path, no loops inside, and there cannot be other definitions inside. So this is what a DU path is. So in the interest of time, we will move on to other questions. Vijay, Shanti, can you please mute? You're talking to somebody inside the room. Yeah, thank you.
Abhishek is here. Ma'am, one doubt actually. This is a MCQ-based question.
Yeah.
Ma'am, Abhishek is here. Whether this
yes, please tell. Yeah, I can hear you.
Whether this exam is based on MCQ or what?
Fully MCQ. That's why you joined late. I have answered it. Fully MCQ, 50 questions, 2 marks per question. No fill in the blanks, no match the following, no. Even true or false will be given as an MCQ. Yes or a no, true or a false will be given as MCQ. True will be one option, false will be one option. So Amit Yadav said, I have done only 7 assignments. Am I fulfilling the criteria or not? Maybe they will take only 7. If you've done more than 8, they will take the best 8. But this question is best answered from the NPTEL administration. I am not.
Sorry, I completed only 4-week assignment, ma'am. But
4 weeks might be very, very less. You please ask the NPTEL people. Maybe you can add to it for the rest of the question. You will lose 25% of the weightage. You will lose. No negative marking. 50 questions.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah,
Hello?
1 minute. I will just finish this coverage criteria, subsumption. Then important topics. I said this twice already. Sorry, I didn't get your email, Tushar. I didn't get your email. I don't know whether it has gone to my other folder. Please resend it to me. I will try to reply. So I will explain coverage criteria. In the meantime, somebody else had a question. Yeah, please ask me.
Will there be negative marking, ma'am? Hello?
No negative marking. No.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Assignment, if
Okay,
you have done
sir.
all the assignments, they will take best 8. You should know your marks of all the assignments very soon. Maybe week 12 is still pending, but otherwise you will know. Consider that for 25% of the weightage. The remaining 75% of the weightage will come for final exam. Based on that, you calculate the amount of marks that you need for passing. But why you want to target just pass? Target getting a good, getting gold or silver. Total marks, 100 marks, 75% weightage. Assignments, best 8 out of 12, 25% weightage. 50 questions, 2 marks each.
Actually, due to some college work, I can't complete the course, ma'am. What can I do, ma'am? Actually,
I don't know. You have to take the next edition, July to October. It will come next year.
okay, ma'am. Thank you.
I don't think they will give any re-exam.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the other questions. I will explain coverage criteria. Final marks, I just explained to you, no? This final marks are out of 100. Best 8 out of 12 assignments, they will take for 25% weightage. The remaining 75% weightage will be for the final exam. So how much ever you get, 75% of that will be added along with 25%. Pass mark is 40, correct. And we usually if you get 39 or something like that, they usually upgrade it to pass, but target more than pass. Which is the question I missed, Amit? I'm sorry. Drive PPT is enough for the exam. So the drive gives the slides for the exam. You should know the concepts. You should know how to solve structural coverage criteria for compute prime paths, compute DU paths, compute test requirements for edge coverage, test paths for edge coverage. Similarly, for logic coverage criteria, how you should know how to compute the predicate which makes the clause determine a predicate, how to compute generalized active clause coverage criteria, correlated active clause coverage criteria. There'll be 2 group questions on these 2. Then similarly, you should know mutation testing, smaller group question, input space partitioning. So slides, use the slides for your revision. Don't memorize anything, the slides. Use it for revision. I just explained how the this thing. Passing marks will include assignment marks. That's right. With the same 25-75 weightage. 50 questions, 2 marks each. That's right. Assignment questions are enough to practice for exams. Yes, all the past assignments are there in the portal. NPTEL practice questions are all from the past assignments. Then these assignments are there. Practicing them will give you enough revision for the exam. Correct. 25. If you get full out of full in assignments, that's right, Vaidesh Kumar. If you get full out of full in assignments, you get full 25% marks. The final exam, if you get 15 out of the 75% weightage, right, then pass 40 will be the total. Week 11 assignment questions, I will do that. 1/3 of the questions from the assignment, similar to the assignment, will be used. Mutation testing can be used when you make small changes to a program. It's for debugging, basically. Make small changes to the program and see what happens. That is what is important. Solution PDF is not uploaded from week 3 to week 12. Okay, we'll get the TS to upload that. They should have uploaded, maybe, I don't know why they missed it. We will get them to upload week 3 to week 11. Revising, yeah, That's what I don't know. You have to know how to solve them. Similar questions similar to the assignment will come, not the same as assignment. Please remember that. The numbers, graphs, everything will be different. Predicates will be different. It won't be the same. So don't by heart the answers to the assignment. 50 questions, 2 marks each. That's what is
Ma'am,
going to
can you
come for the
explain
distribution.
assignment?
11, let me just open it. I will finish the coverage criteria. Yeah, 40 marks for passing includes both assignments and final exam. Correct. No negative marking. I have said all this. Coverage criteria, just give me a second. I will open the slides. I hope you mean the general coverage criteria, right? That's not much. Yeah, syllabus is vast because it's a 12 weeks course. Please do, it is not a 8 weeks or 4 weeks course. So it will be vast. So I am not able to find an exclusive set of slides for coverage criteria. We don't think we had, right? Maybe you can clarify. I think people are joining and leaving and the same questions are coming again and again. Yes, only assignment questions. You don't have to do practice questions. That's right. Practice questions are literally practice only. Someone wrote saying explain coverage criteria. Kindly let me know which is the specific one you're looking at.
Ma'am, can you explain my doubts?
Yeah, assignment 11 is your doubt?
Yes, ma'am. Question number 10 and 7 also.
One minute. I'm just opening that file. Just give me a minute. Yeah, can you see assignment 11 now?
Yes.
So which is the specific question you had a doubt in?
7 and 10.
Okay, let's go there. Okay, they are group questions. So
Yeah.
in this, you're given this code fragment. You should be able to see the answers also here. So this is the file with the answer keys. So you're given a code fragment. It is basically this little bit that you have. And the question 6 asks, what does this one try to do? It basically exchanges the value, interchanges, so swaps the values of x and y, just written in a slightly long way. Question number 7 asks for how many nodes will be there in the symbolic execution tree? And the correct answer that was marked is 8 nodes. So what is your doubt in this?
Ma'am, according to your method, there will be only 4 nodes.
No, what we have done is we have explicitly allotted this lines 4, 5, 3, 4, and 5 as separate.
In this, for every statement, we have to allot one node.
Because you're looking at symbolic execution. Each statement, see, when you look at control flow graph in general, you can collapse what we call basic blocks, like lines 3, 4, and 5 will be basic blocks, right? Because there is no branching in between. You can collapse them. For control flow graph, when you use prime paths or cyclomatic complexity. But when you're doing symbolic execution, remember statement 3 changes the value of X in memory. Statement 4 changes the value of Y. Statement 5 again changes the value of X. So by the time you hit statement 6, this X and this Y, in this X minus Y greater than 0, will be different, right? If you collapse all these 3 into one node, then you will not know what the difference is, right? So it's important to assign each node a separate, each statement a separate node when you do symbolic execution. This is not true for control flow graph. So I hope that clarifies. Then you had a doubt in question 10. Is statement 6 reachable in the given program state? So let's go and see what 6 is. 6 is this. Will X be ever greater than Y? So the correct answer is it is not reachable. What is your doubt in this?
Ma'am, why it is not reachable? Because it is reachable, I think.
Let's look at it. So if you see, suppose X is greater than Y. I say statement, where is statement 6? Statement 6 is inside statement 2. Statement 2 is an if statement. Statement 6 is an if statement that is nested or inside statement 2. So to reach statement 6, first of all, you have to pass this if. Let's say you give values for X and Y such that X is greater than Y. Now, what do statements 3, 4, and 5 do? They do some addition, subtraction, fine. But if you look at question number 6, the collective effect of statements 3, 4, and 5 is to interchange the value of X and Y. So by the time you finish 5, the values of X and Y would be swapped or interchanged. If they are interchanged and originally X was greater than Y, now X takes the value of Y and Y takes the value of X. So Y would be greater than X, right? So the condition
Yes,
of
ma'am.
the if statement in line number 6 will not pass, no?
Yes, ma'am. Because it's always negative.
Right. That's why.
Okay, ma'am.
Is this clear now? Remember in exam also, this is important. So the questions, a lot of them, group questions will be successively built. So if you get the answer for an earlier question right, then you can use your understanding to answer that earlier question to answer the next question.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Right? In general, that's very important. So let me go back to the chat. Yeah, we will upload the solution. Somebody said that after week 3 that it's not available. I will get the TS to upload the solutions. Okay, the same questions are coming again. What is PYQ question, please? I don't understand the abbreviation. What is PYQ? Please clarify on the chat.
Ma'am, please explain question number 6 of week assignment 8.
Previous year's questions. Previous year's questions may or may not come for the exam. It depends on the exam set you're writing. Three sets are there. It depends on the exam set. Yeah, sorry. I missed your oral question. Can you please repeat it? What do you want me to explain? Week 6?
No, ma'am. Week 8 of question number 6.
1 second. Let me just open that file. Just give me a minute. Week 8. I'll share my screen once again. So for those of you who are asking generic doubts, MCQ type, this thing I will do one answer at the end because I've repeated it too many times. I don't want to repeat it again and again. Please stay on in the live session another 20 minutes more. I'll say it once at the end. I might as well spend some time focusing on answering the specific questions like this. So I hope you can see week 8 assignment.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, the answer keys are also given here. Let's go to question number 6. So this is like a group question on mutation testing. So how do I read this piece of code, this code? So it's a code, it's a very simple code. It takes an array num, and one number called val as input. And it tries to find out if this number is present in the array or not. Whenever the number, suppose the number is not present in the array, it will return -1. And suppose the number val is that you're searching for is present in the array, then the first occurrence of that number, it will exit the code and come out. It won't go on searching whether it's present for the second time, third time. So this code does that, find val. So in this, how do I read this code? This second copy of 4 is a mutation of this line 4. So this has two pieces of code. This is a standard convention with which we read mutation testing. The original code is line numbers 1, 2, 3, the first line 4, then 5, 6, 7, and 8. The second line number, second program, which is the mutant, is 1, 2, 3, and this line 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8 are the same. So this program is the ground string, which is the original one, and the mutant. What is the change that we've made? If you look at this first line number 4, it starts the array indexing with 0. If you look at the second line number 4, it starts the array indexing with 1. So that's the mutation or the change that I have made. So question number 6 asks you, identify the mutation operator that is applied at statement number 4. So what was array indexing 0, I equal to 0, I changed it to I equal to 1. That's the change I've applied. So in the list of mutation operators that we taught, does it change an arithmetic operator? No, right? Because there is no arithmetic operator here. Does it change a loop initialization? There is no mutation like loop initialization at all. But what I have done, I have replaced an ordinary internal variable that counts a loop, which is I. Instead of initializing it with 0, I have initialized it with 1. That's why the correct answer is scalar value replacement. Option D is constant value replacement. That is also not the correct answer. Is this the question that you had a doubt in, or some other question?
Ma'am, why not loop initialization replacement? Because
There is
I
no mutation
initialize-
operation like that. That option is just given to confuse you a bit. There is no, there is no name for a mutation operation like that. In spirit, I'm not replacing the loop initialization, right? I'm just changing one scalar variable. I mean, it's just written in a way to, we have to come up with 4 options, no? So we come up with some 1 or 2 similar looking options so that the answer is not given out so easily. That is the reason behind this. Sorry if it was confusing. I hope it answers your
Okay.
question.
Okay, thank you.
Any other specific doubts anybody have? Oh, sorry. 7th question in the same assignment. Let me share it once again. Assignment week 8, right? That's what you want. 7th question. Okay. Yeah. So it's the same. It's a group question. So remember, for the same piece of code, you have to answer. It will be correctly given for the next 5 questions, next 4 questions, like that. So please be mindful of this in the question paper, right? Group question. So all of them will be dependent on the same code snippet, right? So let's look at question number 7. Can the mutant be reached if the input array is empty? So suppose this array find val is empty, right? It has nothing. So mutant is where it does this initialization, right? Then I mean, the method name is find val. It also returns find val. I hope that's not confusing to you. After that, it just directly goes to the for loop, which contains the mutant. There is no other decision statements before this. So the mutant can be reached directly, even for whatever array it is, empty or not empty, just reaching it is not a problem. Whereas if you want to change, infect the mutation, then if you use an empty array, you won't observe the difference from I equal to 0 to I equal to 1 because the array is empty. It's not going to miss the first element or something like that. So you can reach the mutant, but you may not be able to do infection or propagation. The question 8 is on infection. Question 7 is just on reachability. Similarly, the next question will be the next step, which is propagation. Can I propagate? What will be the value? The answer is whenever the value of the that you have to find is not in the first element in the array, you would have successfully killed the mutant because I've changed the place from where I'm searching, right? That's what I've done. So let me stop sharing and go back to the chat. Okay, the same questions are coming again and again. This session is for 1 hour. It'll get over in the next 15 minutes or so. Important topics, okay? Solutions I'll upload. Previous year's questions will depend on the exam. Okay, so maybe
Hello.
1/3 of the questions will
Yeah.
be assignment based. So the assignments include only 12 graded assignments or the non-graded ones as well. It will be mostly based on the graded assignments. Non-graded assignments, we don't set them. They are copies of
Madam,
previous
doubt
year's question papers that they upload. Important questions. Mutant killed or mutant alive means. Mutant that is not killed, cannot be killed is called a live mutant. Solutions of all the assignment, many of you have asked. I didn't know that they weren't uploaded. I'll ask the TS to upload it for you.
मैम आई हैव डाउट
Yeah,
आज दानिश भाई जिन्ना होते ना किसी का नाम ही नहीं रहता
please go ahead. It's not repeated twice, Vedish Kumar. The first line is the original statement, and the second one is the mutated. That's the convention with which you have to read the code, and it's mutant. It's not repetition. There is a difference in the two lines, line numbers 4. Previous year questions are all your practice assignments are previous year's questions. Most of them are previous year's questions. Somebody had unmuted and asked for something? Doubt?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah, please go ahead.
Ma'am, if I will remember all the assignment questions, so it will be beneficial for writing the exam, or like
That's what I'm saying.
will I
Please don't
pass?
focus. See the assignments, if you see week 1, week 12, which if suppose you get a questions like, just let me just give you an example. Suppose you get a question saying, which of these techniques are black box testing techniques? Something like that. Suppose you get a question like that. That is like a memory type question. You know, some simple application of week 1 thing. Then it might help you to remember. But otherwise, the rest of the assignment, suppose you take week 3, week 4, which are on control flow graphs, data flow graphs. Don't remember the assignment question and by heart the answers to the assignments, right? Instead, learn how to solve them. You will get questions similar, right? Similar to that
Yes,
of
ma'am.
assignment. So instead of memorizing these problem solving questions and the answers, focus on how to solve them. That is what is important.
Yeah, ma'am.
Previous year's
But
assignments are there in the practice questions. No mock site, I don't understand. Yeah, please watch videos, solve the problems. Practice questions are there. Previous year's assignments constitute a lot of the practice questions. And practice questions should be available to you for all the 12 weeks. Week 1 and week 12 are not, they're just memory. You have to by heart, you may not be able to play the videos again, but the rest of the weeks focus. So now that we have last 10 minutes, yeah, I have uploaded the drive containing the PPT. Maybe you joined later. I will start all over again. And one last time, I will repeat all that is needed in terms of the commonly asked questions. So I'm uploading a Google Drive link that contains the slides that were used for all the 12 weeks. And these slides have remember the videos that are recorded are old. Some of the slides have errors, small errors in them. These slides in the Google Drive link, the errors have been corrected. So you may not find the exact replica in the videos, but these errors are corrected. The final exam will be for 100 marks. Irrespective of the set that you write, this is true for all anywhere you write, Saturday afternoon, Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, whichever set, the final exam is of 100 marks, all MCQ type, 50 questions, 2 marks each, no negative marking. And questions, 1/3 of the questions will come similar to that of assignments, not an exact copy of the assignments. No point in asking the same, right? Practice assignments are same as non-graded assignments, correct? So, and then 1/3 will be memory type questions, which would be mainly from week 1, week 2, week 12, where you learn a lot of overview concepts, regression testing, non-functional testing, basics of testing, things like that. And remaining 1/3 of the questions will be problem solving. There will be one group question on graph-based testing. Please revise concepts on control flow graphs. What is edge coverage, node coverage, prime path coverage, how to get the prime paths, compute the prime paths given a control flow graph, how to compute data definitions, data uses, how to compute DU paths. There'll be one group question on this. There'll be one group question on logic-based coverage, like given in the assignment for week 5, when you did logic-based coverage, you'll be given a logical predicate, truth tables, and then you'll be asked to answer questions on active clause coverage, how to make a clause determine a predicate, active clause coverage, the various types, restricted active clause, correlated active clause, general active clause. There'll be one group question on that. There'll be one smaller group question on mutation testing, input space partitioning, and on symbolic execution. So if you revise these 5 core concepts, you would be able to answer 80% of the question paper. Okay, this is exactly what I said now. No, failed students don't get certificates, sorry. Only pass students get certificate.
Ma'am, we have
MCQ
to study
only,
from
no
your
negative marking. Lecture material for each video is put as available as a transcripts put together as they call it a book, but it's there, all the and the slides I uploaded the Google Drive link. Subsumption in coverage means, so suppose you take any kind of coverage criteria, it could be graph based, logical based. So let one coverage criteria be C1, another coverage criteria be C2, right? So when we say C1 subsumes C2, whatever test cases I write to satisfy C1, all those test cases will also end up meeting criteria C2. I don't have to write separate test cases for that. If you take graph-based coverage, we know that prime path coverage subsumes node coverage and edge coverage. So suppose I compute the prime paths as test requirements and write a set of test cases for prime path coverage, I don't have to again write test cases separately for node coverage and edge coverage. They will subsume all that. This is what this graph coverage testing. Thank you. Somebody did me a favor by putting the groups. So you left minor, thank you. You left graph-based testing. That is another group question. What does symbolic execution mean? Symbolic execution you will see in week 11, I think, in your course. Dart, concolic testing, Dart algorithm, all that.
ma'am, for example, we have to focus on the slide of Google Drive, whatever you have shared, or the PPT, because there is some error in the video, ma'am. Video slides.
They are the slides of the video, but with mistakes corrected. And these slides give you the core content on which the group-based questions will be there. Will marks matter? I don't understand your question. What will marks matter? Group question means 3 to 4 questions from a topic. That's right. For graph and logic-based coverage, please expect more questions than 3 to 4. For the rest, it will be 3 to 4 questions. Correct. Add new graph-based testing to what Manak has put. Exam date क्या रहेगी मेरी पास तो कोई exams are in this weekend. No, I don't understand your question, Deepti Sharma. Exams are this weekend, 25th and 26th. Based on which city you are in, your exam date and your hall ticket. Exam date would have been announced. Hall ticket will be sent to you, the soft copy. Drive link is for PPTs. I have uploaded it. I will upload it once again. This is the drive link for the slides. Yes, group questions and all these 5 topics will surely come. That's right. Pass percentage is 40 marks. So, okay, let me just go through what, ma'am, I have one doubt in week 1 assignment. When is it that we say a particular coverage criteria C1 does not subsume coverage criteria C2? When there's at least one test case, because it does not, no, it does not. So it means that when you say it's, if a coverage criteria C1 subsumes a coverage criteria C2, then all the test cases of C1 satisfy C2. When coverage criteria C1 does not subsume C2, it means there is at least one test case of C1 that does not subsume C2 because of the word does not. Usually when we do this, just to capture your attention, we would put it in bold or italics. So focus on that and negate the definition. You will get the answers. 25th October, there is an exam based on the city in which you are writing. I have no idea which city has exam on which date. Exam will be for 3 hours. Not maximum 20 questions. To exam has 50 questions. At least 30 questions will be group questions of these various kinds. Anyone written down important topics? Yes, they wrote down. Please send. Statement 6 is not reachable. I just explained it to another learner, mainly because by the time you reach statement 6 is the same as statement 2. It is just written different. X greater than y is the same as x minus y greater than 0. But from 2 to 6, if you reach, by the time you reach statements 3, 4, and 5, interchange or swaps the values of x and y. So it is not possible that statement 6 will evaluate to the same truth value as statement 2. Assignment solutions, we will do that. Please give us a day's time. I will ask the TAs to upload all the assignment solutions. We'll do that. But don't by heart the assignment solutions is not going to help you in the final exam. You have to know how to solve it. Problems will be similar, right? It's important to do that. Okay, so if there are no more questions, we will wind up for today. I will maybe put my email once again. If any of you have any doubts, you can write to me, but please don't give me a day to respond. No? Don't write Saturday night, 9 p.m. for a Sunday morning exam. I may not be able to respond. Give me a day to respond to your email. If you have doubts, feel free to.
Hello?
Yes, please. Yeah.
I don't have any doubt. Just wanted to say thank you. And it was a great journey with you, ma'am.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you. We will not
Thank
hold
you, ma'am.
another live session before the exam. You're welcome to send me an email, but I need a day's maximum of a day's time to respond. And please send me emails asking specific queries. Please don't write saying, give me important topics and all that. I have announced here already. All the best. Do well. Yes, somebody has posted it again. Thank you so much. Along with this, add logic-based testing. Maybe I can do that for the benefit of who are all there. I mean, graph-based testing. These 5 topics, you can expect group questions, direct memory recap questions from week 1 to week 12. If I repeated any more, I would give you a question paper. Mail ID also, I posted many times, I posted in the group. Okay, so it is a couple of minutes past 8 p.m. So I will wind up this here. I wish you all the best. Do well. And important doubts, don't ask, please don't send email saying, ma'am, give me important topics. Ma'am, is the question MCQ? All that has been announced many times, right? If you have specific doubts like re-explaining something, I'll be more than happy to answer over email. All the best to everyone. I'll end the session here. Thank you.